I don't know what to say. Because 16 subscribers in the first videos and 44 views is amazing. Like, it's better than I expected. I don't sound too excited because I'm in a quiet place. No one is reading beside me, so I can shout so much. But I'm overjoyed. I am overjoyed. I'm sorry, the lights keep fluctuating. But I just want to say thank you to everyone that has viewed, subscribed, liked, shared, told me in person what they thought about the video, and I never thought it was possible to make a second one. Okay, so you guys are the absolute best. Like, I don't know what this journey is gonna be like and how it's gonna be like, but you guys are already showing so much support, and I think with this energy, we'll do better, we'll be better, we'll become better. But then speaking of that, okay, so I was going through my feed on Instagram and all of that, and a couple of conversations have stirred up to this direction. Red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag, basically. So today's topic is just on red flag. Like, what actually contributes to red flag? What is actually a red flag? Because a lot of people tend to describe red flag as, oh, maybe someone's negative behavior or weakness, and just term it as red flag. That's not it, basically. So this video is like, let's see how we can debunk some of those things and, you know, get more views on what is actually red flag. We're not calling it, just like when you talk about feminism, right? When it all started, the whole what's it called, getting equal rights as a man, that it's like a whole total ball game than all playing the victim mentality in every situation, trying to get this right and that right. Sorry, not my opinion, but it's still tying back to red flag. So it's not every character, it's not every trait that is a bad trait. Some is just people's weaknesses. So they just need to work on it better. They just need to get, you know, through the right path, basically, to become the best versions of themselves, or to become a bit better than they were before. So literally, it is not everybody's weaknesses that is a red flag. So that's what this video is on, to debunk that. So let's get back to it. And you can see the tree behind me is like a circle, stuff like that. So my friend said, why not just make use of the beauty of the background that you already have, right? Just use a plain wall. I was like, yeah, maybe. So yes, I tried to include that into today's video. So okay, if you like it, let me know in the comments as well. Okay, so a little bit of disclaimer, I'm in a natural space, so you are going to be hearing birds chirping and possibly other sounds. So sorry, my bad. I jumped into red flag without actually defining what red flag is. Sorry. Well, for those who do not know, red flags are just like signs that indicate toxic behaviors in terms of manipulative behaviors that unhealthy in every sense and way. Because like in a relationship, it's meant to be a balance. It's meant to be compromise. It's meant to be a whole lot of other things to make it work. But then these traits tend to overshadow um, what is meant to be the reality, basically. So red flags are often like used in conversations around toxic or abusive relationships. So it presents itself in every way. It's very problematic over time because it's not something that is dealt with. That's why I like, do not keep quiet about it, because when you don't talk about it or like show that this thing exists, that is when it becomes very problematic, and before you know, the damage will be done and there's no way you can reverse it. There's no literal way you can reverse it. So first common red flag that a lot of people talk about is gaslighting, like having tactics to manipulate people. It's actually very horrible, basically. Like you make me feel regardless. You make me feel guilty regardless of whether or not I did anything wrong or right. That is just terrible. Being someone that's passed through something like that from a different perspective, I know how much that feels. So gaslighting is a no-no. So for me, that is a red flag. It's a total red flag, but because the person knows deep down within themselves what they're doing, they know. It's just like having that superiority complex. Like they just want to be above you and on top of you and make you feel so small and insignificant and make you feel like you're doing the wrong things, that they're always right. Is absolutely very narcissistic. That's another like trait that I'm going to talk about later, but it's very, very annoying. And you can't be in that space regardless. So red flag is not just for relationship in terms of dating that I'm talking about. I'm talking about red flags in terms of all forms of relationship, whether with your friends, your parents, your cousins, your family, your co-workers, whoever it is, basically. So red flag is a no-no. So gaslighting in any form, shape, sizes, occasion, location is a no. Do not tolerate such. Do not say, oh no, with time it will change. Sweetheart, it's not going to change. So it's best to just, exit through the door. Literally. So just, I'm trying to keep it stable. Sorry, that's why I'm in one position, but it's not working. Anyways, so the next one is, like I said, behavior. Narcissistic behavior. Sorry. So this person is basically someone that glorifies themselves, basically. Glorifies in their own actions, behavior, character, position, whatever it is. They believe that the world is basically under their feet, is under their control, is under their fingertips. Like the world doesn't revolve without them saying, oh, move, that kind of thing. But, sweethearty, if you find yourself in that space, do not, I repeat, do not let anybody make you feel less of who you are, less of the person, the awesome figure that you are. Like, what kind of individual will do that? Anyway, so another, like, I'm just reading from a random list that is being provided. Oh, sorry, I researched it and I felt like they kind of touch a lot of like spots. So I just wanted to use that in a general way, basically. So trust me, another mistake that we make is I can change that person. As a female, you cannot change anybody but yourself. Even as a male, you can't change anybody but yourself. Literally. If any individual wants to change, they change because they want to, because they insist to. Not because of, oh, this person is around me, so I have to change. That is not change. They're just conforming. And with time, they conform back to who they were. So they actually did not change in any way. That was not a change. That wasn't true change. It was just a temporal misidentity. A temporal misidentity, basically. So, yeah. Anyways, okay, so let's look at some of the red flags that are out there and not confuse every behavior as a red flag. I've mentioned narcissistic and gaslighting. Those two are usually the top. And the third one now is over controlling behavior. I mean, if the person is gaslighting and narcissistic at the same time, of course, just add over controlling behavior to it. You find all three or either one dominant in a person, that has a red flag. So the person wants to control everything about the other person's life. That's one thing. It's either friends, it's either parents, partners, and all of those things. It's a wild range. Like dictating what you wear, what you eat, who you hang out with, you get jealous easily. Oh, that's another trait, jealousy. I'm not saying jealousy, but then when jealousy becomes very, what's the word, excessive, you become very possessive. Like when jealousy tends to move to possessiveness, then you are now being very toxic. That's now becoming a red flag because you're trying to possess this individual, which is not something you can do. So overly controlling behavior is very um negative basically in any form. Like no one wants to be controlled and no one wants to be a puppet. So you want to be a master, well, you just have to be a master of yourself. You can't be a master over another person. It doesn't work because we're all individuals, we're all entities, and we all have our own essence. Because that's actually what makes us who we are. So you can't take that away from any human being. Then someone said, "Oh, it doesn't trust me. It doesn't respect me. That's a toxic behavior. That is a red flag." No, that's not a red flag. Sweetheart. That's just a weakness. That is just one of his traits that he's working on to trust people. Because you don't know, this person might have gone through a lot. Might have gone through something that made them choose not to trust so easily. So you won't blame that person. You try to understand. So that doesn't make them toxic. So you just have to understand that if not every trait you see in someone that you don't like or appreciate, that is toxic. So lack of trust and respect is not toxic. If he doesn't respect you, it depends on the extent to which he doesn't respect you. That is when you now say, okay, it's a red flag. Because if you say it's a red flag just immediately, then it's not a red flag. It's just his traits that he has to work on. But then respect is reciprocal. So you got to respect someone to earn their respect back. It's a lot. Lack of emotional support. He doesn't support me. He's not supportive. He's not a supportive boyfriend. That is not a trait. That is not a red flag. Sorry for that. That is not a red flag at all in any sense or way possible. It's just who the person is. Growth. Basically, all these things are just what we need to learn. And yes, supporting people, supporting each other is very healthy and very good. But then if it's not happening, does not mean it's negative. It doesn't support me. Support yourself. Like over dependency on people, it will make you less of who you are, make you very dependent on people's opinions and all of that. Yes, he has to social support at a certain time, but that doesn't make him toxic. It doesn't make him a red flag. It just makes him human, basically. I'm not saying, oh, you should tolerate something like that. No, I'm just pointing it out that sometimes we misunderstand some of these traits as normal human deficiency and tend to be something that is a no. That doesn't work, basically. Physical and mental abuse. And emotional. Let me not forget that part. Physical, mental, and emotional abuse. Screaming toxic, screaming red flags, screaming negative, screaming get out, screaming run, screaming do not stay for one more second, screaming. It's screaming. Everything possible screaming. Get out. Get the hell out. In any form. Mother, father, sister, brother, uncle, partner, co-worker, boss. Do not tolerate such. Do not. Do not. I'm sorry. Ah, nah, nah. Because that will give you PTSD. The PTSD is going to haunt you for life. You're going to be scarred for life if you endure. any emotional, physical, mental torture. It's going to stain and it's going to be very hard to scrub off when it's time. So fast. If I'm not hitting on all when you see this trait because it's different in people. I'm not saying, oh, just run. No, run. So let's see. Now another trait that someone mentioned the other day to me, and I was like, like, are you serious? And then I had to like read it up, and here it is: like substance abuse, any form of addiction, any form of addiction, be it water, be it food, be it sweets, be it drugs, be it weed, be it whatever. It's a no-no. It's a no-no. It's not toxic. It's not a red flag, but it's a no-no. Not to be tolerated, not to be taken lightly, because it's an addiction. It means this individual cannot live without that thing, cannot do without that thing. In a day, they have to consume it in excessive portions that it needs to be looked at medically. It has to be looked at with a lot of care, love, compassion. It has to be tendered to in a very not very alarming way. It has to be very cautious when you approach such issue, such matter. Like, and addiction is not something people openly talk about or take very lightly. It's something that's why you have to approach it very cautiously. It's not it's not a red flag. It's not this thing. But then the reason why it can fall under red flag is because like when someone's under substance, especially substance, not another form of addiction, but substance addiction, is that they tend to become more abusive. They tend to become more aggressive. So you already know that, oh, this person, yeah, he's not doing it now, doesn't mean that okay, someday this possibility might not happen. Because sometimes, let me tell you, your conscience will also tell you that this thing might likely happen, but you're like, no, it will not happen. Sweetheart, wake up. Wake up. It will happen. So, I don't know. So, it's best not to. When you see such, please, I'm not saying leave the individual. Leave. No, my brain is resetting. Leave the individual for your own self, for your own sake. But you can be there as a friend to help through the process if the person is ready for rehabilitation. Fine and good with that. You can be there as a supportive system, but nothing more than that. Keep your distance for your own mental health, please. Okay, so anger management issues. Oh, sorry, this episode is going to be longer, and I'm sorry. Yeah, disclaimer, it's going to be longer. Anger management issues. I used to have that. Seriously. It was terrible. Horrible. I think it was after one or two incidents. I was like, girl, you need to calm down. You need to put this under wrap. If not, it's going to get you into trouble that you are not able to afford in the future. Basically. So I had to put that under control. So, but anger management issues. Yeah, you can feel comfortable enough. So it says here that, oh, we should all feel comfortable enough with a partner or friend to tackle difficult subjects without fearing it for our own safety. Someone with anger issues. It's like when they have not slapped you and thunder have not here or lightning have not ring or flashing your eyes. Maybe you should not be. Hey, God, oh, nah. Mm-mm. Please, please, just anybody displaying anger issues. The person is suffering from intimidation. The person is displaying crucial toxic behavior. the person is going through what I can't even explain, but it's not a safe environment for you to be in. Don't fear. but I'm sorry, but enough reasons for me to run. Enough. Codependency, I think I mentioned that in passing. Like, it's not a toxic behavior, it's just something that you have to work on for your own personal growth. It's not a red flag. Yeah, it can be draining, person depending on maybe emotionally, physically, mentally, but it can be draining, but then it's not a red flag. It's just the need for personal growth and development, basically. It's just psychological. Oh, conflict avoidance and constant jealousy. Avoiding conflict is just going to pile it up that one day it's going to explode, but does not mean it's a red flag. It's not. Lack of emotional intelligence is also not a red flag. Just because he lacks it or she lacks it does not make him red flag. Term as bad, toxic, whatever. It, it doesn't. Social isolation. Hmm. If like a major red flag, if someone in your life is negatively affecting your relationship with those you love, healthy relationship should be okay. So basically, what this is saying is that so if your relationship or something with your partner, the person should isolate you from every other person because of the community that you have in terms of friendship, family, and all of those things. So your significant other or one or so your friends should not isolate you from other friends. Your significant other should not isolate you from your friends or your family. Your family should not isolate you from other people. Basically, that we're saying. What? How is social isolation a red flag? But if you put it in terms of this movie, what's it called? Well, I don't think it was social isolation. 50 Shades of Grey. It wasn't social isolation really. But in that sense, not wanting to associate with other people, does that make it a red flag? I think so. Yeah. Because it's kind of like a manipulative behavior and a sense of possessiveness. So yes, bingo. Lack of social connection of please. Love bombing, overly loving somebody is a red flag. It's too much. But these are the ones I think are red flags and the ones I don't. Well, if you have more signs of red flags, just hit the comment and let me know because I'm still learning too about red flags and all of those things. And I just wanted to sound out there that people should not classify every negative behavior that they experience or they see someone having as a red flag. That is just what this whole episode is about. Don't term everything as a red flag, please. Every negative behavior does not classify as a red flag. But thank you for watching this episode. See you in the next one. I'm so sorry for the life fluctuation again, but still up and still. Thank you guys for staying with us, and thank you Nature for joining us. So thank you for this episode, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Have a good week.